Hello there, people of the internet. My name is Otur Jagero, and this is Dialogues with Jagero. This is a fantastic week for me because I had an interview that has really gone viral, and I'm so happy about it. And thank you very much for continuing to watch Dialogues with Jagero. Today, I am with a lady, a powerful lady called Zippy. I like to call her Zippy. Oops, that's the name of your book.
Yes.
Oops
Zippy.
Oops Zippy.
Yes.
Can I tell you a story? But first of all, I want to welcome you to Dialogues with Jagero. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
You are beautiful.
Oh no.
Huh?
There are a lot of things.
Yeah? In another world, the first time I saw you was at the Food for Thought Festival.
Yes.
You came there with your laughter, with your presence.
Yes.
What do you do with your hair? It looks amazing.
Oh, I am a do-it-yourself kind of person. So I dye my hair at home. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
You said it's called ginger what? Ginger
Yeah,
brown?
cream of nature, ginger blonde.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what makes
You
my
don't
hair.
like putting wigs on your hair?
Sometimes I try to confuse people a little. Then I go back to my short hair. Yeah.
Oh, great. Your story has been told out there
Yeah.
a lot of times. When we were having this discussion, you told me, Jagero, I don't want to talk about that part of my life
Yes.
anymore. It is out there. You can go and watch it out there. But I think that, and then you told me on phone that let us talk about coming from that
Yeah.
when you are down and beaten,
Yes.
and how do you get out
And rising.
and rise
Yeah.
and start a beautiful life
Yes.
and start to glow again,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wear your beautiful self again,
You know?
I love that CD. You are the happiest woman I have seen this year, man. What is going on? Is it the sex?
I have no sex. I'm actually very celibate. I haven't had it for a long time.
Yeah?
Yes.
But they say that sex makes your skin supple and beautiful.
This is from my mama. I choose happiness. Jagero, every day I wake up,
Yeah.
I intentionally choose to be happy no matter what comes my way.
How do you choose to be happy? It's very difficult because we are living in a very fast world where you have to buy everything from vegetable to toothpaste, to toothpick. How do you make yourself happy?
The question is, can I change the cost of living? I can't as a Zippy. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So why should I make it spoil my day over something I cannot change? Yes. So you choose happiness because if something it's something you can change it. If something you cannot change, fine. I mean, accept it. You know the serenity prayer?
I don't know.
Lord, give me the courage to accept the things I cannot change. You know that one?
Oh, it's called the Serenity Prayer.
Yes, Jagero.
No, I was brought up in Dwanwar walk called Chang. They don't have such fine language for things.
So yes, you choose happiness every day. It's a choice. You intentionally decide, Lord, whatever comes my way today, I am going to be happy and nothing is going to spoil my happiness.
And if somebody tries to spoil it with a bad phone call or
I'll quarrel them and tell them stuff, and when I hang up, I go on with my happiness.
I quarrel them.
I give you my mind, then I go on with my happiness.
Yeah?
Jagero, if you make me angry right now,
Yeah.
If there's somebody here, I will be angry at you, and then I'll turn back to this person and go on laughing. Because I mean, Kwani, why should I transfer my anger to this person?
Is it very difficult to be a woman?
It is very difficult to be a woman today. I think it was easier being a woman like 50 years ago, 30 years ago, perhaps. Because right now, as a woman, I am expected to contribute financially at home, take care of the kids. The man wants me to do the traditional roles and still chip in. Traditional woman, all she needed to do was to do the caregiving. Stay at home, take care of the children, ensure food is cooked, just ensure that there's order at home. Then the man will go, look for money and bring. So I think right now it is more difficult. Then now the simu imeharibu kila kitu. You know, kitambo, if a man had a side chick, the side chick knew when the man is at home, haezi sumbua. Nowadays, the side chicks are very tough-headed. They call the man at home in a sumbua the peace of the home. You know, so... It is very difficult being a woman right now because you are dealing with so much, I call it noise within your surrounding and expectations. So I have to go to work, become a boss or a servant, come home, still take care, become a mother, become a wife, become, a provider. Jakero, me, if I could get a rich man and I just stay at home,
Ungependa.
I would love to.
But
Just imagine, just ensure that the flowers are well taken care of, the house is clean. Baby, what will you have for dinner when you come home today?
I'm gonna have mbota.
Yes.
Yeah?
That's all I want.
That's all you want.
Yes, and I go to the market just to look for the best mbota for this man.
That's not what women have always wanted.
No.
Women also have always wanted some sort of equality in the workplace.
Equality.
Go out
and
there.
yes, and I'm still talking about equality. You can even housewives can still find equality.
How is that?
Because one, when I want to be a housewife, it does not mean that the man is going to go shopping for everything. He still gives me money, and I'm the one who does shopping for groceries and for everything. I still choose the kind of furniture I want in my house and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And he still gives me some money to go have a drink with my girlfriends in the afternoon, do my hair and stuff like that, You see, the real traditional housewife used to have pocket money. And that is why you find the rivers were taken very far, were always very far. They could say the stream nearby does not have clean water. Then they go very far because that's the time they take to story, chat with each other. They go to the afternoon in the market, they chat with it, catching up. It's part of that social lifestyle. So even as a modern woman right now, it's only that now. It's life. Yes.
Men are short in supply.
Not the men are short in supply. Good men. Good men are short in supply, but men are plenty. How many wengi? Good men are the ones who are short in supply.
We'll get back to that. You had some kind of life. Mm-hmm. You got married. It didn't work out.
Yes.
You got another man that you say was a long time boyfriend of 7 years.
Yes.
There was abuse. It was just not tasteful, right?
Yes.
And then one day you decided to go out and start your life afresh.
Yes.
I mean, there are so many women that find themselves stuck.
Yeah.
The other day I was with Lubanga. Mm-hmm. Lubanga was talking about, there was an issue on Twitter, or X as it's now called, and there were men that were saying that they hate their wives for one reason or the other.
Yeah.
And they were saying that they are stuck in those marriages because of the children that have gotten.
Big excuse as usual.
Yeah, and Lubanga came on this podcast and said, Mimi, if it is not working in my marriage, fuck the kids. He said fuck the kids in quotes.
Yeah.
The kids are not going to make him stay in that marriage.
Yes.
So you decided to leave. Mm-hmm. Why? But you stayed for some time before you left. Why did you decide to leave finally?
Because you stay for long because you keep hoping maybe this is just a phase, things will work out, things will get better. Then you realize even lovers need a holiday. Sometimes we leave because we love the person too much.
Yeah?
I think for me, I think I love this man so much. Let me leave him. Yes, that is for my long distance. My first one was abuse. Yeah. The second one, this was more like, it was not physical. It was more emotional. You get it? So I said, I really love this man so much. So let me leave so that I don't need to hate him so bad. Yes, let me leave.
You told me that you had already had a house together.
Yes.
You told me you built it.
Jagero, I have built. I am a very... I am a woman whose hands are good.
Yeah.
So I have built 2 houses with 2 men as I'm speaking to you.
2 houses with 2 men.
mean, with my ex-husband, I built a house. With this boyfriend, we also built a house, yeah.
And then now you have a third house that you built yourself now.
No, this other one is now my house because, it's mine, yeah. So I am a woman, they say, lueta.
Yeah.
Yes, when I touch things, I am the one. When you've had those things that when you give a woman something, it multiplies. It's not all women, my dear. But I am one of those. You give me something, it multiplies. Yes, yeah.
But you were leaving everything behind.
Yes, because I'm very spiritual, yeah. I'm yeah. So when Israelites were going back to Israel, leaving Egypt, they left everything, right?
Yeah.
And God blessed them. I always believe sometimes peace is very expensive. It will cost you a lot of things. It will cost you your maybe the wealth you've created together, if that is what it costs you. If it will cost you time, after 5 years of marriage, the things that you've done together, you'll need to move on, then you'll have to leave it together. But you see, a lot of women keep staying in abusive marriages because they're like, oh, tumejenga na yeye, tutanini. Me, I always say, God, if you've blessed me with this much right now, how much more can you bless me with in the next how many years? Yeah, I'm always like, Mungu ataleta. Sometimes you don't have to hold on too much to materialistic things.
Cindy, you told me that you left this house. Zippy. Daktari. You started laughing instead of, oh my God. This time around you just laughed.
Yes.
Daktari, you told me that you left this house and went and started living, sleeping on the floor.
Yes.
I mean, what was going on in your mind?
Yeah, so when I left my ex-husband, I decided to start living on the floor. I was like, I am going to start again. I was ready for anything. And when a woman reaches that point, let me tell you, it means she is ready for anything. I was like, I am going to pick up myself. I had just turned 30. Actually, when I left, I was still 29 because it was December. But then I decided to start my life at 30 on a new slate. And I started sleeping on the floor. I had my daughter and my house help. And for 1.5 years, I could not even afford furniture. Because now I was paying rent. I was looking at things left, right, center. But I did not buy furniture. But the money I had, let me tell you, Jagero nilipanda matatu for 1 month. I couldn't. I took all the monies I had. I had bought land somewhere. I sold that land, took some savings. I bought myself a second-hand car. I said, hey, let me sit on the floor, but I drive a car because I couldn't. This life is, some of us were used to soft life. I was picked from the hospital in a car, Suzuki Bana. So, all these things. Matatu was not working.
When people talk about matatus, I do not like matatus.
I don't like matatus. Even up to date, I don't like matatus. Like if I have to use a matatu, the last time nilipanda matatu Jagero, I think is that time 2013.
People will think that you're very privileged.
No, I'm not privileged. It's a choice I make. And I work hard for it, yeah.
I can imagine people that are trying to panda matatu from town to Ngong.
Yes.
In those cars with children.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
It's terrible.
It's not terrible. Them, it's not terrible. I mean, it's what they know. The
blasting music.
The word terrible, you cannot use it for somebody. Let me say, somebody who has never eaten meat, beans is not terrible. Beans is the best meal because they've never eaten meat. But if you've eaten meat and somebody takes you back to eating beans and skuma, you'll always wish for meat. You get it? So perhaps it's not terrible for them because they've never owned a car. They've never lived that life where consistently you're using a car. So it's not terrible for them. It's okay.
I think matatu sometimes is just terrible even if you've never been in a car. I'm telling you for sure. The way there is a time I took a matatu from Ngong, and it was, this lady had 2 children, and the screen over there was just showing basically porn. Because there's those reggae musicians.
And you don't know how to change it.
Those reggae musicians. And it was so loud, the kids were just holding their ears.
Yeah, that is the number one problem why I don't like matatus, the noise. Even when I couldn't afford a car. After I had just finished my university first degree, and I was going for my master's at the University of Nairobi. In the evening, I could leave IPAL, that was at Hurlingham where I was working, and take a matatu to that roundabout of Kenyatta Avenue. Then I walk all the way to University of Nairobi. You know the loud noise. Sometimes you enter and it's so loud, I could just say, let me get out. For me, it's not a choice. I was like, because you feel it's so noisy, mpaka you feel it in your heart.
Yeah.
So for me, owning a car is something I started planning in my life ever since. Like, I need to have a car because I don't like that noise. I don't like all that, how to put it? I'm claustrophobic, I don't like this feeling of too many people in one small space. Yes, and all that. So I said it's something I've always saved for and wanted to get, even when I couldn't afford one. Yes.
Let's go back to getting out and saying, okay, now I want to be free.
Yeah.
I was with a lady here, and she was telling me that she was having such a terrible time in her marriage. And the church couldn't help her. The church told her that you are the one to hold this marriage.
Yeah.
If you leave, and then her mother, she told her that, where are you going? Stay. I don't think Jaloka can do those things to you.
Yes. For some people, it's like that. Unfortunately for me, I can't say the church did not stand with me, but I remember the very first time I left, that December, 31st of December 2012. I went to Holy Family Basilica, the one right in the center of town.
Yeah.
And they said, I'm going to confess so that I start on a clean slate. I went to that confession box that evening. I don't think I confessed, but I said everything. I said everything, how I am tired and all that. That priest whom I can't see and I don't know him up to now, he said, my daughter, leave. I want you to put your faith in God, that God is going to bless you and going to start afresh. Leave that man and God is going to bless you.
So if you told me that you're looking for a good man, so if I'm looking for a good woman, somebody should look.
Look for something else. Integrity is our motto.
Is it?
Yes. When other schools in India was hard work, success, what. No, our motto was integrity.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yes. I will tell my friends to
do good even when no one is watching. That is the meaning of integrity.
That is the meaning of integrity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But growing up as a child, let's go back there. How did you grow up? What were you seeing?
I am the firstborn of 7 children. I come from a very happy family. Yes, my father and mother are very happy, generous people. I call them generous because our house had so many people. Jagero. People say they were living with people. No, in my mother's house we were living with the cousins and aunties and neighbors and strangers. In our house every day there were at least 5 visitors there or more for breakfast, and the dinner also more. Yes, like at any given time in that home, I think there were at least 20 people who slept in that home every day, sleeping.
Wow.
Yes, and but during the day there could be more eating.
That's a community.
Yes, that was my mother's house. So we grew up knowing if you're eating something, you divide for others. That generosity just grew in us. And my mother was also very my mother paid school fees for many people in that town. Homa Bay town, my mother has schooled a lot of people. Same to my dad. So I know when people say opposites attract, I think the only opposite between my mom and dad is that my dad speaks little and my mother speaks a lot. But character-wise, they're all very happy people, generous, and, and they love parties. My parents loved parties. We are 7 children. All of us had birthday parties, and Easter, every public holiday, there was still something to be slaughtered. Like our home was, it was a happy home. That's the word I can use.
I saw you the other day, last December, having a photo under a very big oak tree. Or is it a oak tree?
Whatever. Or whatever.
Tree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked very lush and very beautiful.
Yes, you have not seen the whole of it. That is just a section. Yeah, they built a big house because they are used to having many people. Yes. Yeah.
And these other your other siblings, who are they? Where are they?
Yeah, I have siblings. I have my follower is called Kabaka. He works with IGAD. The other one is called Sally. Where she works is not supposed to be said. It's one of those places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
and
understand.
yes, and then We have Shikuku. Shikuku is a fashion designer come lawyer. So he's done both. He's done fashion design up to master's. He's now finishing his law degree also. And then we have got Augustine, Becky Augustine. She's an ICT specialist.
Yeah.
Then we have got
AI people.
AI people, I'm telling you. Then we have got Sheila. Sheila is a teacher by profession, but right now she's an agribusiness farmer.
Yeah.
Yes. Then we have got Winnie Okoth. Winnie is a construction manager and she's done a lot of splendid jobs even in this city. Yes. So we are doing well.
A very well-to-do family.
Yes. We are doing well by God's grace.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's mainly because of the way we were brought up. We were brought up to be very humble. In our family, people are very humble, like to the core. Like when you meet us, you will not even know that we are what we are. Let me put it like that. Because we grew up in a family where food could be cooked. A big ugali of like, should I say, like 4 or 5 jugs.
Yes.
And everybody will eat from there, serve from there. Even those strangers who are just coming, you knock the door, you're like, just come in. Even if you are knocking every day at lunch hour, you'll not be told, hey, kwani we unapimaga lunchtime. Utaingia tu ingia.
Yeah.
Yes, and my mother believed in, you always cook excess just in case somebody pops in. So all of us, we are very humble in the way we are. And God has blessed us.
There's a lady I talked with.
Yeah.
Gosh, I've talked with so many ladies.
Yes,
on this podcast. This podcast, women have made this podcast. Zippy, you know that?
Because the men don't like sharing.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But this dialogues with Jagero has had a lot of women.
That's good.
You know?
Yeah.
And women have had this place as a platform where they can share a lot. Anyway, this lady was telling me that she doesn't want to have visitors anymore because they had too many visitors when she was growing up.
Yeah.
You know, like she was just one of those kids.
I love visitors, Jagero.
You still do.
I love visitors. Like Jagero, even if a visitor surprises me, like you call me Zippy, that's how happy I say I'm in the house. Napitia, Jagero, I'll cook.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll cook.
You told me that you're the first one who has done PhD in what? In Kenya?
Theatre arts in Kenya. I was the first graduate of theatre arts from a Kenyan university. We have got other people who are PhD holders in theatre arts, but they didn't get it from Kenya. Thank you so much. And I got it at 31. If it was not for that abusive marriage, I could have gotten it at 29.
Zippy, me, I didn't go to school.
Me, I didn't take a rest until I did my PhD. I didn't take a rest. That's why nowadays I'm like, hey, I'm not going to school again. Nowadays, I can only do short courses of 1 month, 3 months. More than that, I'm like, hey, please.
Do you consider yourself an intelligent woman?
I am, I don't even want to use the word intelligent. I'm a very wise woman.
Wise?
Yes, I'm wise.
Wise is different.
Yes, I'm wise.
What does that mean?
It means I think beyond the realm.
Hey.
I see beyond what people see. Yes. Yes.
You told me that you're spiritual, but we are going to go back to that.
Yes.
You know, what do you tell somebody who is really down, whether has been in a bad marriage, whether has been in a bad relationship, whether has been in a bad job? The question, and I don't know how to ask it. How do you get out and start your life? What are some of the things that you need to think about? What are some of the conversations that you must have with yourself? You know, how do you deal with the heartache? How do you deal with the betrayal?
One thing, Jagero, is that every human has got their limit to everything. Just like when you eat, some people can eat more, some people can eat little, and we are all satisfied. The same with even abuse and living. You can only live when you feel you have taken enough. No matter how much you tell somebody in an abusive marriage that live, they will not live until the day they feel the conviction that this is enough. So I always tell people, weigh your options. Because also divorce is not easy. life out here is not easy being a single woman, and people, our culture is like you need a man to help you take care of the children. Single women have been given all sorts of names. So one, can you take in that and still be sane and still say, I wake up happy? Or will all those things said about single women are going to affect you? So you have to really weigh your options of staying in and staying out. There are people who decide, I am not going to leave this man and I am going to be here and live with him like a widow. You get what I mean? Yes. Like you are living together, you go to family events together, but you don't even have sex. There are many marriages, especially in this city. Why? Many.
That's a terrible situation to be in.
Yes, that's a terrible situation to be in. But there are a lot of marriages that are like that. People are together for cultural reasons. That's what I call it. So that people see they are looking good together. So you have to decide what are your options. You start, okay, with the salary that I am having, if I leave, this man might stop paying school fees for the children. That is why some people say, I'm here for the children. The man might stop paying school fees for the children. Maybe he's not a good man. Yes, he beats me, he does this, and then he gives me money. Some people value that money more than anything else, isn't it? But first, there are those of us who are like, I know it's not going to be as good as it is here, but I'm ready to start again because I value myself more than... Because some of us, we love with our hearts, not with our head. You get it? Tukipenda tunapenda mpaka hata
You
kichwa.
told me about that, about
Hata
yourself.
kichwa haifanyi kazi, ni wewe tu. You get it? So when things are shattering, we can't think. We can't think because we don't love with our heads. We love with here. So there are people who love differently. So if you love with your head, then you can just decide, hii ndio napiga kelele, wacha nimwachie hapo, and you live your life. You even have different 2 bedrooms, that's okay. But those women who love with their hearts, it is not easy to stay in an abusive marriage. Because I always feel when you are broken emotionally, you cannot even grow financially. Because when you're stressed, you cannot focus on work, you cannot focus on any project. So unaona pesa inaanza kupungua. So because your emotional capacity to hold things is not there. Jagero, when you are stressed, even if I come and give you a proposal of 1 million, your mind is not there. You'll just hear, deadline ilipita. Because your mind is always thinking, what will he say? What time is he coming home? What if? Does he love me anymore? And me nowadays I sleep. I sleep.
You sleep.
I sleep. I am not worried whether somebody will pick my calls or not. What time is somebody coming home? My children eat, and then I go to my room. If I'm working, I work. If I'm sleeping, I sleep. I wake up in the morning, I say, praise Jesus, and I go on with my day like, hey, Me, the only things I always call to confirm, hello, are you picking the kids this weekend? Fine. If it's not, fine. I am having my children. I'll have my weekend. Oh, hello, have you paid fees or not? I don't want him to be given to me. Tuma kwa shule, send for me confirmation. Fine, my life is new. Peace that surpasses human understanding.
You are that spiritual too, right?
Oh, very.
You told me that you're not like spiritual, like going to church and things like that.
No, that is religious. I'm not religious.
You're spiritual.
I'm spiritual. Yes, yeah.
What does that mean?
It means, when people talk about religion, it's about, Christians, Muslims, Hindus, and all that kind of stuff. Like, as a Christian, I must do this. No, it's not about you must do this. It's about, do you connect to your God? Yeah. If you have decided that you want to be a traditional African worshipper, do you connect to that God? If you have decided you want to be a Christian or a Muslim, do you connect to that God that you have chosen to serve? Yeah.
So for clarity, we are talking about the Father of Jesus as your God.
For me, I am a Christian.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, but even if a Muslim is here, I respect them. If I will be seated here with a Muslim and if it's a Sabbath and time for worship, I will stop my conversation and allow them and give them room to do that because it's their connection to their God. It's about respecting somebody's connection to a higher deity. It's about understanding that we are not here because we just came from nowhere. Yeah, that's why on my platforms, I don't debate politics, I don't debate religion. Those are things I don't debate. It's you say you are like that, it is okay. Whatever you say you are, you are.
You are not having a problem with this government?
For me? No. I have a big problem with the government because things are so expensive, Jagero. I can't afford my life.
Which life?
I can't afford nowadays. I can't afford to take my children out every weekend. Let me start from there.
Yeah?
That's my life. Yeah. Yes, because things are super expensive. I go to the supermarket with 10,000. I can't get everything that I could afford with 10,000 like a year or two ago. So something is wrong somewhere, and the leaders need to do something. Yeah, because food cannot be. Not it cannot be. It is already. Food should not be expensive. Everybody should be able to afford food. That is the least the government can do for its people. Yeah.
Well, apparently they are not doing it.
Exactly. That's why I have a problem.
I'm also finding it very, very expensive.
Yeah.
But then, the equipment that we use, we often buy them on eBay. We often buy them on Adorama.
And now the dollar is high.
Damn.
Yes. And the tax is high.
Yeah. And I can't believe it.
Yeah.
So that's why we need to talk about politics. Especially for PhD holders.
Let me say, I can talk about the economy, but I don't want to talk about propaganda politics. Let me put it like that. That's what I don't like talking about.
What is propaganda politics?
See, because I don't want to talk about it, so I won't talk about it. I am not partisan. Let me put it like that.
Ruto is bad, buana.
I am not partisan. All I know is that the economy is crumbling and something needs to be done. Yes.
I think so.
Yes, yeah. But since no one has called me to the table to talk about that in the places that can make change, I will make change as a teacher. I am a lecturer. Let me create the change that I can.
You lecture at which university?
I am a lecturer at KC University. I teach performing arts and film. Yes.
We are going to talk about performing arts and film and the place of film in our country.
Yeah.
I see a lot of filmmakers are starting to be happy.
Yeah.
They're starting to have a life.
Yeah.
And you're one of them. I see the happiness in your face. Things are happening.
Yes, things are happening. We are not where we want to be, but we are in a better place than we could have dreamed of.
We are going to talk about it. But first, I want to get back to the issue of children.
Yes.
After leaving a marriage, you live with your children. Probably a lot of women who are going through this is asking this question: how do I start having this conversation about the day-to-day care of the children? And that means their housing, that means their schooling, that means going out with them over the weekend, and that means this man coming and taking the children. How does it work for you?
You can only involve someone who's interested in being involved. You get what I mean?
Or you can force
You can't force.
You can force their hand using a court order.
You can't. Even if you put a court order, I've seen men resign from jobs if they are forced to pay for child upkeep.
Resign.
Yes.
Kana yu kazi yako.
Yes, well, they know like the salary is going to be like cut so that the woman is paid. So they resign from that job.
And get another one.
Not even get another one. They get into self-employment. How will you monitor their salary in self-employment? People have done nasty things. So the thing is this, I always say you can only involve someone who's interested. Personally, I said I'm not going to go to court over children. I'm blessed and highly favored. So I will tell you, I can take care of my children since I'm living with them, but you will pay school fees. If you want to pay school fees, fine. If you decide you're not going to pay that term, I will pay. Because, Jagero, like I said, peace is very expensive. And I believe God has never denied me things that I need. So if my child needs to go to school, Jagero, that child is going to go to school. Even if I am broke at zero, God has to make a way. That child has to go to school because God has to make a way. Yeah. So if that man is not going to pay the fees, God is going to make a way. Jagero, you will end up calling me for a job and pay me exactly that school fees that I need. And you are going to pay me exactly that amount of school fees that I'm going to pay. God is going to make a way.
You're indeed very spiritual.
Very, yeah.
you know?
Yes.
But how do you have the conversation? That's what I'm asking. How do you have the conversation with somebody who is willing?
Somebody who is willing, you tell them, okay, I need us to talk about the children. One, I prefer if you take the children this week and I take them next weekend. Or if you know the person's pattern, is it easier for them to see the children once a month or twice a month? Then you create that pattern, create the calendar. Men will never have that initiative. A lot of them. So as a woman, create that calendar and tell them, this is the calendar. Do you agree with it? Okay, make the relevant changes as you want. School fees, will you pay? Then me, I take a cutter for this medical. You'll cater for, or I cater for, or let us both put the children in our medical. It depends on where the children are. And I mean, those kind of stuff. So have a conversation. And I think what usually happens is that just after breakup, it is hard to have this conversation because we are very emotional, you know. We are human beings. Wewe ni mtu umependa. Then now you are feeling like, you know, it's hard to have such a conversation. So, but sometimes give yourself time to heal first before you have this conversation, because sometimes you also keep hoping that you're going to get back together, you know.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's not pretend it. Apana.
Hey.
The first few months, first 6 months, you keep hoping, maybe. Then you realize, you know, I think I'm enjoying this peace. Yeah. So there's also that room. So give yourself room to heal. Go for
Did your
therapy.
exes ever asked you to come back?
They always do, but
Always do.
my ex, is that one I couldn't go back because that was a very physical, abusive marriage, and even my mother said no and all that kind of stuff. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So you were telling me that you create a calendar and tell them that.
Create a calendar, agree, talk about it, and say, okay, which weekends work for you? The first ones, or it can be the first 2 weekends. They see you the next 2 weekends, or it is every other weekend, things like that. Or you say, agree, okay, when you have a special event also, sometimes you don't have to follow the calendar. If somebody is having a special event, let me say in your home, you are meeting all your extended family, and it is that weekend is not falling within your calendar. I mean, just be human. Let the person have the children. They go share with their brothers and sisters and aunties. You know, some of these things, it doesn't have to be so strict.
So you shouldn't be strict with the calendar.
Be strict with the calendar as you can, but also be flexible when time allows. Because Jagero, if your people are meeting a family event, so you're going to tell those people, it was not my weekend to be with the children, so Zippy couldn't allow you. No, it's wrong. Sometimes you look at the best interest of the children. The children would like to meet their cousins. And what? Let the children go. Yes. I mean, if the father says that, I am traveling out of the country and it is during holidays and I like to go with the children for a week or two. I mean, why not? Let my children go and explore the world. Sometimes the question is, you have put all these things down, but for the best interest of the children, that is what you should think about. But agree, especially financially. Is the person going to be sending you money, or are they going to deposit into the account? Are they going to be sending to school? Let that be clearly written. It might need a lawyer. It might not need a lawyer. You get it? Yes, but if you have property together, that one you need a lawyer so that it is clearly stated whose shares are how many and all that kind of stuff. Yes, and who's buying out the other person. That needs to be very clear. Because I look at property as an inheritance for my children. Yes. So for me, I'm always like, I need to know what's mine. Give me what's mine. You keep what's yours. And life goes on. Yes.
Forgive me if I keep going back and forth, because I'm also thinking of some things as we talk.
Yes.
And having a lot of questions going on in my head. How do you tell the children that you are not together anymore?
Yes. First and foremost, children are very intelligent. Let's start from there. People look at children as if, it is a child. Children are very intelligent. They can see mommy and daddy are no longer living together. You can only lie for so long that daddy or mommy is always working out of town. So after you have healed, take your time and tell the children. But tell them in a nice way. Don't put your issues onto children. Just tell them, mommy and daddy are no longer going to be living together, but they love you so much. They'll always be there for you. If you need anything, you can tell mommy and daddy. Let the children not feel like, it's because mommy and daddy. Sometimes you tell them like life happens. Sometimes even like what I told my children, like as a person, you had friends in class 1, class 2, you get it. But not all the friends you had in class 1 are still your friends right now. So as you grow older, there are people who stop being your friends, and then you make new friends. And that's what happened to mommy and daddy. Yeah.
Okay. They ask questions.
They ask questions and you answer and all that. Yes.
You don't put your issues.
No. Don't put your issues at you. Oh, daddy did this, they did this, mommy did this. No. The children have a different relationship with each of you. Just like in a family of the 7 of us, each of us had a different relationship with our parents. You get it? Yeah. Yes.
Okay, great. So we are going back to you being a PhD holder and the things that you love so much. Let's talk about filming,
Yes.
something that you really love. You also told me that, Zippy, how do you want to be known? Who are you right
Yes.
now
Who am
in
I?
2024?
In 2024,
Yes.
I am Dr. Zippy Okoth. In fact, I said, "You Mwaka, people are not calling me my title. I don't want. They will call me."
Dr. Zippy Okoth.
Yes.
How are you,
Yes,
darling?
I am fine. You know,
Dr. Zippy.
Jagero, this year, December, I will be celebrating 10 years of my PhD. Yes. So that's why I'm like, I need to take this thing seriously.
Don't you're saying right now, don't let a lot of people calling you Dr. Zippy. You're gonna scare the men.
No. If a man is going to be scared by just that, then he's not the one.
Great.
Yes.
Great.
Because Jagero, there are a lot of things that should scare man in me.
I've never been scared by women who are intelligent.
Yeah, so there are definitely single men like you who will not be scared by that. Yes, yeah. So that if a man is scared by that, then I'm telling you there are a lot of things that's going to scare them. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are taking film very
Seriously. This is what I studied for my first degree, and I focused on it on my second degree and even for my PhD. So for me, it is not a hobby. When people meet me and they're, so what else do you do? I'm like, no, it is what I do. It is what I teach people, and it's what I practice. Like when people meet me, I say, I am a practicing academia. I am not an academia in practice. I am a practicing academia because practice comes to me first before the academia. This to me is beyond. It's like my whole purpose in this world is to use film and theater to tell stories. That I believe is what my purpose is. And I'm very biased on telling women's stories through film and theater. I have had 7 one-woman shows, which are really focused on my personal life, different ways. Stage. And I have also done 9 films, with the 2 of them being feature films, the others are short films. And a lot of them, I realize, are focused a lot on women issues. Yes. So when I look at that, I think I have always had this unconscious intention of telling stories, but also unconsciously I look at women as the mother of the earth. You get it? Yes. Like men were created, but there was this person, I can't remember who it was, who said, when God created man, it was like an experiment. Then, you see, experiments fail. Then he created woman. So woman is the perfect image of God.
From the rib of a man.
Yes. A woman is the perfect image of God.
From the rib of a man.
It doesn't matter. I mean, experiments. Even cars, even phones. See, the newest edition is always a better one.
What are you trying to say about women, Dr. Zippy?
Women?
About men.
No, they are men. I mean, what else am I saying? I'm saying they are men.
You're saying... You're saying experiments fail.
It's because God said that let them go create and fill the earth. Then is when he remembered God. The man does not have a womb, and he created a woman with a womb so that he could truly go fill the earth. Imagine. Yes.
Do you think men are...
A woman is the perfect image of God.
That men lack something? Like...
No, they don't lack something. They are created in the way they were intended to be. Yeah, they don't lack anything. See, they are men. That's how God created them to be. And let me tell you, patriarchy is patriarchy because women have allowed it to be patriarchy.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because the thing is this. We know men want to eat adundo, so we will serve you adundo and all that kind of stuff. The parts of a chicken, because a man, it helps a man ego when they are told those things. So women have allowed patriarchy because we know when we rub their head and tell them, oh, you will kneel down for him, he will give you anything. It is women ruling. But the man is made to feel like they are. Even if I put it in the context of us with broken marriages, see, it is another woman who was led to this man and all that kind of stuff, isn't it? So it is still the woman ruling. It might not be me, but it's women ruling. There's man's head.
I like the way you're looking at it.
Yes.
God bless you.
God bless Africa.
There is a film that you're very, pumped about.
Yes. Autis Janam.
Autis Janam.
Yes.
The story of Nyamgundu Magudulare.
That in the modern context.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
So Autis Janam is a story about a lazy man who gets lucky. He wins a boat race organized by the wealthiest man in the village. This man says, if whoever wins the boat race will marry my daughter and I'll give them wealth. So Autis Janam, that day, out of all luck, wins the boat race, gets this beautiful rich woman, becomes very rich. The father dies, they give them wealth and all that kind of stuff. But Autis Janam, just like Nyamgondo, when all his power gets into his head, he starts deciding, our men, when they get money from coffee plantation, what they want to add, another what? Sugarcane. They want to add what?
Another wife.
Another wife. So he adds
It's
another
good to
wife.
have many women.
It is okay. Though the story has a twist. In this story, the way their wife comes to be, it is not even Autis Janam's fault. But the Autis Janam in the story, he decides to break this first woman.
I hope that you're enjoying this program. I just wanted to break this program to tell you that if you like the images that you're seeing, the video, the editing, we can do your corporate work, we can do your podcast, we can do your documentary, we can do anything, especially if you're building something and you want to showcase it, we can always do that. So we are going to be leaving our contact on the description of this video. Please check it out. So if you have a job and you like what you're seeing, the editing, the image quality, contact us and we can do something amazing just like this for you. So thank you very much, and back to programming.
Who brought wealth? You get it? He breaks her, makes her lose her business and all that kind of stuff until the woman feels like there's really nothing else. But then now, a boat race is announced, and this time they're allowing women and this prize money. That whoever wins, they'll get the prize money and all that. And the wife, because she's been down, she decides, I am going to compete. But she doesn't know how to race, so she has to learn. And Autis Janam is not very happy about this. He tries to put her down, but she's like, but if I win, you also win. You get what I mean? But Autis Janam does not want, because a man's egos are like, how can you compete with me? Yeah, so that's what the story is about.
That is the trailer, yeah?
It's putting, the trailer will come out.
When?
On Valentine's Day.
I wanted to give you a rose today. I forgot about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You should.
I will. Probably we'll go out and eat something for lunch and give you a rose. So, tell me about some more details about the movie. When is it premiering?
The movie is coming out on 27th March 2024 at KICC.
KICC?
Yes. It's a you dress, the dress code is Luo Glam. The Luos are the people who know how to dress. Yes. So
crocodile shoes.
Aye, dress Luo Glam. Red carpet premiere.
Crocodile shoes.
Let me tell you, Jagero.
And a tie.
What nikwambie.
Yeah.
Dress up.
How much is it going to be? Do we have prices?
We have prices.
How much?
Yes, 2,000 for regular tickets.
2,000
for regular tickets. And because we know there are Luos like Jagero.
Oh, yeah.
VVIP 5,000.
5,000?
Yes.
What does it give me? Samosa?
No. There's cocktail for everyone, even for the regular.
Yeah.
But for the VVIP, there's a special cocktail. Then there's a gift that we give you that you will always remember. I went to watch Autis Janam.
Yeah.
There's a gift we give you.
Yes, I hope it is an image of Nyamgunde Wululari.
Let me tell you, it is a gift. Sio ya kukula alafu nasahau, that you will always put there and you'll always remember I went to watch Autis Janam. Yes.
I wish you the very best with Autis Janam
Yes, yes.
movie premiere.
And we hope it's going to go big because the movie is looking at, of course, there's women issues,
You're
there's
planning
the
to
business part
also show it
on the cinemas.
and back in Nyanza.
Yes, I have to screen first of all for the people of Rusinga.
Yes.
Because that community supported us. We had like 300 people from Rusinga Island featured in that film, and we talk about locals.
300.
I mean, if we were shooting real boat racing, you thought we were gimmicking shooting studio stuff.
Wow.
We went down to Rusinga and we shot boat racing down there. And a lot of myths were broken because when we were shooting the boat racing and we told them we need women also to race. We were told, women are not allowed to race because according to low culture, women will bring bad luck if they go into the lake. Hey, so we had to even put a speedboat with mafuta. Just in case anything happens, they can easily shove in. Yeah. So we had to break those cultural barriers and we allowed the women to race and all that. And it was beautiful. We had crowds of people coming. Yeah. We shot in people's homes. They opened their homes for us to shoot in. Yes. So, and we shot it in 2 different beaches. So Rusinga people really supported us and we will have to go back and screen for the community.
How long is it? 1 hour?
1 hour, 35 minutes.
Oof, that's long.
It's beautiful. And we have serious scores, soundtracks. Okelo Max has done for us soundtrack. Idia Ching has done for us soundtrack. And Winyo has done for us soundtrack. My people.
Music scoring is on top.
Scoring is on top. It's not a Reja movie. This is a serious, a Zippy Okoth film, man.
I'm going to be a VVIP.
You better.
You
better.
But
yes,
let's talk about, as we wrap up, let's talk about, I am very passionate about film in Kenya. And most of the time we have not had very good films coming from Kenya, compared to, let's say, Nigeria, compared to India, compared to, of course, Hollywood is a bit of a stretch if you want to compare that with the Kenyan film industry. There used to be days in Kenya when...
before you go on, I want to ask you, what is a good film? Because,
I like my films.
Let me people say we don't have good films in Kenya.
I'm not going. I'm looking
at the Kenyan films.
I'm not going to use the standard. I'm not going to use the standard, whatever you use in school to judge what a good film is. But for me, I've always a good film for me is the storyline.
Yes.
A good film for me is the sound and the picture.
Yes.
That's just it.
That's just it.
Good sound.
So Kenyans have really good stories and good sound.
But then that's not what I'm talking about, so that you don't distract me from where I'm going. We used to have, actors and actresses and people involved and producers having very small pay, very pathetic pay. I've got so many friends who have told me that, radio TV stations have offered them, 50,000 per episode in this country.
Hey, that is very high even.
Yes, sasa si unaona. So there are others that will give you even
less.
Yeah. And then the production does not become as you want it because Citizen, KTN, wao wanataka tupe tu hiyo Papa Shirandula. Kenyans will love it. But now suddenly we are having people earning 10 million from Netflix or Showmax giving you 12 million or 1 million. I mean, what do you think about where we are headed? How excited are you?
I think, one, I'm very excited about where the Kenyan film industry is right now. And one thing is, I always say we cannot compare ourselves with the Nigerians.
Yeah.
Because one, the Nigerian film industry started over 50 years ago.
Yeah.
The Kenyan film industry started less than, 30 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because do you know that film was being studied in Nigeria in the 1960s?
I didn't.
Kenya, the first time we started studying film in a university is 2008.
Wow.
Yes. You get what I mean? I want you to get that. Nigerians, when they started producing films as locals, like Nigerians doing films, newcomer 60s, 70s. Kenyans, by the time we started doing our own films like an African producing, it's here in the late 90s.
Yeah.
All KBC. The films before late 90s were being done by Wazungus. You get it?
The ones that were coming to shoot animals.
Yes. Out of Africa and all that. Those white Masai, those are done by Wazungus. So Africans were acting, but when was the first time an African producer did a film in Kenya? So our industries are worlds apart. It's like saying Jagero, a 60-year-old wealthy man, and a 30-year-old wealthy man. You can't compare their wealth. You get it? So we should not compare ourselves with Nigeria. It is a long shot, but we are getting there. I think we are where Nigeria was when it was 30 years old. And so that's a very good place.
Oh, yeah?
It is now that our stories are opening up to the world. And people are starting to realize beyond South Africa and Nigeria, we have Kenya.
Why is it that in Kenya we usually just have, the faces that we've always known in the film industry?
But if I'm a professional filmmaker and a professional actor, where do you want me to go? Jagero, do we complain about you being on radio for 10 years?
We don't.
Exactly. And do you complain about that boss being in that office for 10, 20 years?
Variety, Daktari.
Exactly.
Variety.
No.
Variety,
The thing is
variety,
this. It's not an issue of variety. It's an issue of, so you want somebody to act for 10 years, then, see, we have roles for older people.
Yeah.
Raymond Ofula is now in his old age, he's almost 60s, 70s. You wanted him to stop acting at 40, then he goes, where? Let's keep acting. Now he's an international actor. The thing is, as an industry, it is not about seeing the same faces. We need to invest
That's
more
exactly
in
the phrase
film.
I wanted to use.
Yeah,
And thank you.
Yeah, we need to invest more in film so that we have more films. When we have
More people coming to act.
then more people coming to act. You get
Exactly,
it?
exactly.
Yeah, so that we are not focusing on these same faces. These same faces, you are going to continue seeing them because one, everybody loves experience. Even when you go to look for whatever job, they say, are you experienced? 2 years experience, 5 years experience. So everybody wants experience. So let's have more money being poured in the industry. Let's have more companies looking at film as a way of advertising for themselves, so that they can put in film. People are putting 10 million in adverts, yet they cannot invest 2 million in your film. Why? So we need to have that change of perception and look at film as a strategic advertising tool. That way, if I am having a film, I can have 3 people chipping in millions, and I have 3
Probably they don't
there.
even know how that works.
Exactly. But things are changing a bit. We are having some people coming through for...
A lot of wealthy Nigerians are now pouring money into the movie industry.
Exactly.
Our Kenyan counterparts are putting money in real estate.
Yeah, and I mean, now, I don't like politics, but the thing is this, I was saying...
Well, whenever you don't like politics make our lives. You see, now you can't run away from it.
You see, people are trying to waste money. Let me call it waste money.
Exactly.
People are trying to waste money by opening a petrol station within 1 kilometer radius and all that. I mean, please waste that money in our films.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's the politics.
We will help you utilize
That
it.
is good politics.
Yes.
It's not bad politics.
Yeah. And I know some people look at it like, oh, but if they could put that money into film, instead of opening many boutiques, petrol station, and apartments that they know 10 years later, only half of it is filled. I mean, the whole world is going to watch a beautiful movie if you put that 10 million into this, and it is cheaper than the petrol station.
Probably they don't know how to put money in a movie.
I've
got 50 million and I want to put it in a movie and have some back.
Yeah.
What
do you do?
Yes.
Call Zippy. Simple.
Ha!
Yeah.
Great. We will have your contacts on there.
Yes.
A lot of powerful women
Yeah.
have come to this show.
Yes.
And I want to say that, I have really learned a lot from women.
Yeah.
I was brought up in the village
Yes.
where women don't speak.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I was there till my adulthood.
But when people say that women don't speak, do you know women speak through their men?
Yes.
Because when men go into a committee, they'll say, let's go think about it, we meet again tomorrow. Do you know what happens?
They go back and consult with their wives.
With their wives. So when they are speaking the thoughts of their wives.
We want women to come to the baraza and speak at the baraza. It is better.
So women were still having the power, like I said. Yeah, we were always wise. We used to tell them, just tell those elders like that. The man goes and says, I think I have thought through it. Nakumbi is speaking everything the wife told him.
Your last words for the women out there.
For the women out there, be you, and happiness is a choice. I always tell people, happiness is a choice, Jagero. You have to intentionally choose what will make you happy And what do you define your happiness as? If your happiness is chips and chicken, fine. If your happiness is sleeping and waking up in peace without anything stressing you, then fine. Choose your happiness, but happiness is a choice. You have to decide, I'm ending this kind of abuse today. I am going to start making this kind of money today. You must have a vision board and create it and be very intentional. Like if you say by the end of the year, I am going to buy that piece of land, Jagero, if I say I'm going to buy that piece of land by the end of the year, I will buy it. Yes. So you must be very intentional. Choose your happiness. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure having you. The last conversation we had, we laughed into the night. It's beautiful. We'll have that. You remember that drink that I took, Savannah?
Yes.
People always don't want me to take it because they think
It's a woman's drink.
Yeah, but I love it.
Yeah, I don't like Savannah.
Yeah.
The one time I took it, I was spiked.
Piked by who?
I mean, I went to a club alone for the first time in years. And then they spiked me. Let me tell you, the bouncer and the lady and the washroom are the ones who helped me. I just felt like, hey, there's something wrong here. I just went towards it. Then the bouncer was like, are you okay? I went to the washroom. The lady was like, you don't look okay. I told them, take me to my car. There's a guy who just came. He's like, hi, Dr. And he touched my knee. And I turned to him. Then I was just feeling like, I just
what did he want?
Out. I mean, of course, maybe he wanted to drag me and go fuck me. I don't know what else.
Wow.
I'm just thinking, why would you want to drag a woman? Just come and say, hi, Dr. Zippy, buy me a drink, let's have a chat, and we go home. Yeah.
I didn't know they do them jelly for you to women.
Imagine. And I don't think it was, I think it's something he touched because I remember him touching my neck. And I turned and they greeted
Did you know him?
No, I don't. But I remember his face. I have a photographic memory, Jagero. If I see you like this, if I see you even 5 years later, I'll remember I saw you that place. I'll remember him.
Thank you very much, people of the internet, for listening in. This was Dialogues with Jagero and Dr. Zippy Okoth. I'm going to remember that name forever.
Yes.
Please subscribe, leave a comment. If you want to do a film with Dr. Zippy, please contact her. You can leave your contact. We will push it.
I will help you make money through film.
Great. Tell them to subscribe to my channel, please.
Please subscribe to Odur Jagero's channel, Dialogues with Jagero. And let's keep talking, guys.
Thank you very much. And until another episode, bye for now.